Please, 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 please. I hear the crowd going crazy. Please try to hold your applause while we introduce and bring, come on, and bring VIP Aqua. Hey.
Hi, everyone.
Ah, 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 ah.
Hi.
My bad, my bad. I had to get a little crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Aqua to
Thank you.
exclusive interview.
It is
All
an
right,
honor. Thank you.
let me turn you up. Let me make sure I can hear you. Testing. Do a mic check real quick.
Testing, testing. Can you hear
All
me?
right, perfect. I can hear you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Welcome, 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 welcome. So let's start off real light. I hope you're comfortable, okay? Cause you're gonna be talking for a while, girl. All
All
right.
right. Let's go.
So let's start off by what brought you to the app and which app did you download first?
All right. Hi, Donna. I started initially with Meet Me, and that was because my best friend Dimples with a Z, she initially started streaming on Meet Me. So she introduced me to the platform. She introduced me to the platform back in 2020. So I was hesitant. I didn't really see like I was ready to jump in just yet. So I stayed in the gifting section, but I didn't go streaming live until March of 2021. That's when I started taking streaming seriously. That's when I felt like I was like, all right, I think I can do this. I think I can sit in front of a screen and interact with people, whether it's one person, 50. Let's see what happens. Let's have some fun with this.
All right. So Dimples, do you
Yes.
know Dimples off the app?
Yes. Dimples and I are college best friends.
Got you. So what was it that made Dimples talk to you about the app? What
She's
was
like, at the time, hi Joe Best. At the time, my best friend and I used to live in the same state. We no longer live in the same state. She's in Florida. I'm in New York. So it was different, and our friendship became a little. I felt like I was losing my friend because I'm like, dang, I don't speak to you anymore. She's like, well, I've been on here. Come vibe out with me on here. Thank you. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. So, being that I checked it out and saw for myself, I began to like it and appreciate the app a little bit more. Hence, is why I kept pushing it. I'm like, all right, I think I can do this too. Let's have fun.
all right. So when you clicked it, your relationship with the app was primarily because of your friend Dimples,
Yes.
correct? What happened after that? Is Dimple still on the app? I should ask.
Dimples is still on the app. Yes, she's on Meet Me. She is a top badge on Meet Me. She's also transferred she also matched her status here as well on POS, so she's also a royal badge here. So our friendship is still like this. Nothing can break that. That's over 15 years solid. So as far as streamer wise, we have fun. We make sure we look out for each other whenever we can, but we don't stress that.
Okay. Now, just so I can understand, which Dimples is this again? Is this
Dimples with a Z, not your dimples. My dimples has chinky eyes. You froze. Oh no. We froze.
all
Welcome
right?
back.
Well, thank you, guys. It kicked me all the way out. I was like, now you gotta go, roll. All right. So, is this Dimples that does the like the news reporting for our show? Like,
No.
okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. All right. So, so now you're on this app. You said you started in 2020, but you didn't take it serious. What was it that made you start taking it serious March of 2021?
Well, what for me, I was going through a lot of things out of like life was life to be honest with you. And I was like, and it was still COVID era, so you couldn't really do much. So I was like, let me give this app a try and see where it goes. I
Right.
started interacting with a lot more people. I got to meet people. So it helped out during COVID time. COVID time was really hard. Family
God.
members were getting sick. I lost a few family members to COVID, so it was hard.
Same, same. So I definitely understand. So when you got on the app, it was for originally for Dimples, but who are some of the people that you began to meet that made you want to stick it out and like,
All right, so I've seen you go live. I've seen FC go live. I've seen, let me see, when we all used to have Babyface, Mosley. Let's see, I've interacted with Jakeem. That's Twisted, One Vibes. Those were the people that motivated me more. I was like, I don't know about this, but Twisted, I will say Twisted and Medusa. I know you're in here somewhere, Medusa. That's my original baby daddy. That's my first baby daddy. Twisted and Medusa and DJ Olu are the first three men that I really interacted with on the app when I really started streaming. They gave me that confidence, that extra push that was needed. Because hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to get bullied on this app as well, and I didn't understand the app, so I felt like it was high schoolish all over again. I was like, dang, that's not what I came here for. Yes, yes, he is, and he's a great influencer. He has this thing, his way of, especially when he talks about college. I gotta hand it to him. But getting back to what I was saying, when it came to streaming, those three individuals really got me into streaming. My best friend, she was pushing me. She would call me and be like, "Hey, this is what you should do," you know. So I was nervous, but I still managed to pull through.
can you tell us about the first time when you hit that live button?
Ooh, when I hit that live button, whew, the crickets, the crickets. Oh my God, the crickets. Oh my God, that was the hardest thing. The crickets, and there was nobody there at first. And then my first two interactions with my first stream, I had this weird guy, and he didn't. I don't know what it was with me that he was infatuated with, but he stayed. He stayed and couldn't get, and he just couldn't let me go. I was like, all right. So once my best friend started coming into the stream and Medusa started coming in the stream and started talking to me more, I started getting more ideas and started getting more comfortable in streaming. It's all about getting the comfortability aspect. You have to be comfortable in front of a screen.
Mm-hmm. And so, would you say now that you're comfortable?
Yes.
Good, good, good. So let's go back. Let's go back as far as you can remember. Who is Aqua?
All right. So the name Aqua itself, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I am a lifeguard. So the reason why I went for the word aqua is because I swim. And because I swim, I was like, I do this. I'm a lifeguard. Y'all can't tell me nothing. I'm
Mm,
certified through Red Cross. I've been certified for the last 16 years. Very, very proud of that. That's a huge accomplishment. And
beautiful.
water,
I never thought that.
thank you.
Like water.
Thank you.
So you've been a lifeguard for 16 years,
Yes.
correct? What made you want to get into being a lifeguard?
Started at, started at 14 years old. I was in a Learn to Swim program in New York City through the Parks Department. And that's where I did my first few swimming classes, did a swim test, became eligible for a swimming team. And once I got on a swimming team, I took off from there. I learned freestyle, backstroke, butterfly, and breaststroke.
Mm, beautiful, beautiful. So let's take it back even further.
Let's go.
Who is Aqua? Meaning, where was Aqua born? Who you was raised by? We want to know the story. How many siblings you have? How many people was in the home with you?
All right. So I'm basically from New York. I'm from the Bronx, home of the hip hop.
Period.
Um, from my mother's side, I am the eldest of two. On my father's side, I am the second of four.
Mm.
My father's a music engineer, and my mom is a retired pharmacist that worked on Rikers Island. That's the best way to put it.
That worked on the island?
Yeah, worked on Rikers Island.
Got you, got you, got you. So, how was the dynamics in your home growing up in the Bronx?
Well, I'll be brutally honest. I lived in the projects, and with that stated, like it wasn't the projects at first. It was nice. Like in the 80s, it was nice. Early 90s, we saw a huge change in my neighborhood. You saw more violence. And with that, my mom felt the need that felt it was necessary to keep me and my sister in the house. But she always made sure we had everything. So you can kind of say we were spoiled, but she ain't spared that. She wasn't afraid to spare that rod on us. She wasn't afraid to go, hey, let me snap you back in the shade. Ain't no way you gonna get away with that. My mom is Saint Tomian. My grandmother is Antiguan. My father is from North Carolina. So half of my family is Southern, and the other half of my family is West Indian. So my mom was the one that raised me the most, and she didn't play when it came to things. When it came to school, she in business. You had to be in school. So as far as completing elementary, high school, got some college in, yeah.
How would you describe your personality back then?
Shy, but I did believe in fighting for others. That was one of my things. I used to get bullied when I was younger, but after a certain age and you're able to speak up for yourself, people can't tell you anything.
And what age was that when you began to speak up for yourself?
About 10, I got tired of being bullied because I was getting bullied from my older brother, I was getting bullied from my cousins, and then getting bullied in school. I snapped.
Mm. So, you mentioned being bullied by your older brother. Is that on your dad's side?
Yes.
Okay. So, did your dad and mom live separately?
At first, they were together, but then it was rocky for them. So she pushed him out. She's like, "Listen, I can't deal with you and your nonsense. I love you, but you got to do better." So
And
he would come and visit.
how did that make you feel to know like your dad was once living with you and your mom put him out?
I didn't feel bad because at the when you're at a certain age and you're seeing certain things you shouldn't be seeing, and you tell your parent, hey, I didn't like that this happened and that happened, and you see that they're trying to talk to that other individual with regards to the things that children have seen and was exposed to, and they're not willing to change, but yet that parent is willing to change. What else is that parent left to do? I'm not mad. I'm actually happy because you care about how I feel as a child. You care about my well-being.
And what were some of the things that he used to see?
A lot of yelling. A lot of
Was
yelling.
was there also a lot of fighting?
Uh, if there was fighting, the fighting would happen at night by the time I was already in bed. So I couldn't really see. That's the one thing I give my mom. My mom, she she's a classy lady, and she would always do her best to shield me and my sister from any nonsense.
Hmm. So now you mentioned fighting with your siblings. What were some of the fights? What were they about? The bullying. What was it about?
Well, my older brother, he's a daredevil, so he used to do wild, crazy things like so when we were younger, my father didn't want us having coffee. So he would get the coffee, be making it, and be like, "Here, have some, have some." I'm like, "No, I don't want that. I don't even like the way that shit smell. That shit stink." He likes black coffee. I'm like,
That's how I feel too.
"Ew." I'm like, "Ew." They be like, "Yo, don't touch X one." They be like, "Yo, don't touch my TV or don't touch the phones or something." For prime example, don't touch the radio. My dad is a music engineer, so he would have his whole DJ set, the whole nine. My brother would go sit there and go pull out a record, start scratching, fucking up the record. There's a proper technique for scratching. And my father was teaching us that when we were kids. So he thought he was fly. And when my dad was sleeping, he decided he was gonna fuck with the record and start wiki wiki wiki. He fucked the record up. When I say he demolished it, when my father woke up, that ass was torn. Okay, you got to remember, DJ equipment ain't cheap.
Were you that sister that used to always try to prevent your brothers from getting in trouble, but they
They
just
ain't
didn't?
listening to me. I'm like, yo, I don't think you should do that. They'd be like, I ain't gotta listen to you. Fuck you.
Got you, got you, got you. So tell us about school, like in elementary school, because I know in the beginning you said you used to get bullied. What was some of
Hmm.
the going into school? What was some of your happy moments in school in
Well,
elementary?
for me, in elementary school, a lot of times was arts and crafts or PE. Yeah, physical education, which is would be gym, recess, those type of things. Now, as far as book wise, social studies in elementary would be social studies, aka history, or I liked a little bit of biology and science.
Gotcha. And this is wait, elementary?
Yeah.
Okay. So so now what were the things you didn't like?
Well, the only thing I really didn't like in elementary was the mere fact that I had music class. I didn't really like it. The
Wait,
teacher would try to get us to sing, but I didn't really like music
and
class.
you didn't like music?
They tried to get me to sing. I didn't want to sing. If I didn't want to sing, why force me to sing? I
Got you.
knew there's a difference. If you know you can carry the Mariah Carey notes, you go ahead and hit those Mariah Carey notes. But if you know you can't carry the Mariah Carey note, you should not be doing it. And the man was trying to make me sing a high note. And I'm like, nah,
You like this ain't me.
this ain't me. This ain't for me.
So now, so in your music class, was it only primarily just singing, or did some people play the instruments and stuff like that?
There were instruments being played, but they were only a limited amount. So I didn't always get access to those those things. Thank you.
Gotcha. So I know you mentioned getting bullied there. What were some of the things that in school, in elementary school, that they were
For
trying to for?
so for some reason, I was pretty small and I didn't really interact with a lot of people because I was shy. So they felt like, oh, you think you better than me? You think you cuter than me? And apparently, um, I always seemed to grasp the teacher's eye because I was myself. And what wound up happening, a lot of other students would get mad. So yeah, y'all know them spitballs they used to do in school?
Oh
That
yes.
happened to me. It happened to me. In the back of your head, yeah, I went through that.
Can you tell us about a time where that happened and you had to do something about it?
So a guy that liked me, and I didn't know that he liked me, he did a spitball in class. And the teacher's name was Mr. Smith. I was like in third grade. And I didn't know he liked me, but when we got to gym, we were playing around, we were wrestling. Got he kept wrestling and then he wound up on top of me. Now when he got on top of me, I'm like, yo, get off me. Get off me. If you don't get off me, I'm gonna bite you. Homie did not get off me. I turned around and I bit him in two places. I bit him in his arm right here, and I bit
Hmm.
him in the palm of his hand. Reason why being is because that's some you should have got off me, and I felt uncomfortable.
Right.
The bite you is crazy, but if you got somebody that's on top of you, you telling them several times to get off you and they didn't get off you, what else are you supposed to do? And I'm small,
Right. Right.
so
So
no.
now, so this was in the classroom. I believe that's for you. This
Uh,
was in the classroom.
thank you. Actually, this was in gym. It was in a gym class. The spitball happened in the classroom, but in gym, we were wrestling, and he wound up getting on top of me. So when he got on top of me,
In the
we
beginning,
wrestling.
around with each other though.
Yeah, we
The
were playing around. But
the
when he
initial.
got on top of me, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Get off. And you're bigger than me. Get off of me.
So let me ask you this:
Yes.
that uncomfortable moment when he was on top of you, did he have a moment where he gazed into your eyes
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the
I'm like,
hell?
get off of
That
me.
eye booger?
Get off of me. Because I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? When I realized and found out that he liked me, and I like, don't get me wrong, I felt bad for biting him, but I'm like, yo, I told you to get off of me.
But how did he feel after that? He already got bit up and everything. What happened after that?
Listen, after he got bit, I ran and I hid underneath the bleachers. So what happened was after I hid underneath the bleachers, the gym time was still going, so they couldn't find me. They could not find me for at least the last 15, 20 minutes. They could not find me. But when it came time to get back in line at the end, where was I? Back in line. But you could not find me. I hid underneath them bleachers and I just was looking. Huh?
Was he mad at you after that?
Yes, he was.
Did
My
he still have?
mother was called in. Oh, funniest thing is, I seen him a few years back, and let's just say he's no longer into women.
You turned them gay. It
I
was that.
wouldn't necessarily say that. I'm not the only one. It's just that, the last few years that I've seen this individual, I don't even think they live in New York anymore. Well, we'll say this, they went through some major changes.
Ooh, dang.
Thank
Oh,
you.
so so let's go. Let's carry us to your graduation, your elementary graduation. How was that moment for you? How was that moment for your parents?
Well, so by then I was in Catholic school. So I graduated with a few honors from elementary, going into high school. Let's see. I
Middle
went through
school.
some Well, middle school was okay. I dealt with the bullying. My mom took me out in middle school and put me into Catholic school around the fifth grade.
Mm. So would you say that the schooling in your middle school was that bad that she wanted to take you out?
Yes.
What was some of the things? What was
She got tired of me getting bullied.
got you? Were you coming home crying, complaining?
Yes, I was coming home crying, complaining because she's like, I don't want you hitting anybody. And I'm like, so you don't want me hitting anybody, but it's okay for these people to keep fucking with me. Make it
Right.
make sense.
Hmm. What about your siblings? Was anyone like in the same school as you or
No, so on my father's side, my older brother and my younger brother didn't live with me. It was just me and my sister on my mother's side. So what wound up happening was my sister was in a different school at the time. Welcome back. My sister was in a different school at the time, and once she had once she was in that school, I kept going through the nonsense that I was in my school from where like the school that I attended was literally across the street from where I lived. So my mom was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm taking you out. I'm putting you in a Catholic school. So she
Mhm.
put me in a Catholic school with my cousin.
How did that make you feel that your mom was like, you know what? You don't like the school, they keep bullying you, I'm taking you out. What was your thought process?
I was actually happy. My mom actually took the time out. That's the one thing I can honestly say about my mom. She took the time out. She looked into schools and she said, all right, I don't like this school. Let me look into another. And then when she heard about the Catholic school and she heard that my cousin was there, she went and asked her friend, like, hey, what can I do to get my child in? So she did what was necessary. She followed the necessary rules, got me in, and I did fine. I dealt with a little bit of bullying, but it was light work. It was like verbal bullying. So my verbal clapback was real in the fifth grade. So from fifth grade through eighth, like from fifth grade, the bullying stopped completely. You know how Catholic school students are. They don't take too well with new students a lot of the times. So
Hmm.
you gotta be able to plant your feet in the ground and stand firmly and not let nobody knock you down or sucker you.
And were you able to do that?
Oh yeah, perfect execution.
Nice. Did you then begin to make friends and
Yeah.
okay. Can you tell us how you made your first friend after coming
Um,
out of the turmoil and stuff with the bullying? When you got to that school, what was your thought process? Like, what was the feeling that you had in your head?
I was like, well, dang. I'm like, all right, great. Hopefully, I'll be welcomed a little bit more, and I won't have to deal with the same bullshit that I dealt with in the previous school. So I got the side eyes, the eyes of looking up and down, sizing me up. Then I got the sly remarks. And I guess because at that time, a lot of people said, "Oh, she's so pretty, she's so pretty." A lot of the students that I came to interaction with, they were like, I guess they wanted to get to know me, but were afraid and know how to. You know how kids are.
Yeah,
They do weird stuff.
got you. So,
Thank
so
you.
now you're in. How was your grades?
My grades rocketed after that, to be honest with you. I was on honor roll. I was an
Nice.
honor roll student.
What about boyfriends? Did you have any? When did you get your first
I
boyfriend?
started liking boys in the sixth grade, but unfortunately, the guy that I had liked was a douchebag.
Mm. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like,
Oh, Philip.
what?
Philip
Tell us.
Alvarez. Philip Alvarez was this was one of the fly dudes in Catholic school. Um, he knew how to dress, or should I say, his parents knew how to dress him,
Hmm.
and he was the cousin of one of my close friends named Diamond Bell. So I didn't really know at the time. So she was like, "Oh, that's my cousin. That's my cousin." I'm like, "Okay, and what's up?" And so she introduced me to him and all that. At first, he seemed nice, and then, like like I want to say 6 weeks later, I started to see his true colors. He had a friend named Daniel Gutierrez that was like his best friend, and oddly enough, the friend lived closer to me.
Mm.
So him and his friend made fun of me a couple of times, and then what wound up happening was I got my lick back in class. So the teacher asked me a question, I answered it correctly, and one of the teachers that I had was in a computer class, so she used to like treating her students. So if you paid attention, you did what you're supposed to do. She either give you like candy or money, right?
Mm.
I, so she would have it like on the board. You work your way up, and then that Friday you get the prize, either be candy or like $5. So it was Friday. I did whatever was necessary and got the $5. She's like, you want candy or the $5?" So I took the $5 and kept it pushing. And he was mad. I'm like, ew.
He was mad. Why? Because he wanted you to get the candy.
He was mad because I didn't want to share my $5 with him.
I'm dead. So what did he say to show you he was mad?
So we're in the lunchroom and they had like a sale on like a candy sale. So he was like, "Oh, I see this candy that I want. It's like $2." So I'm like, "No, it's mine. I don't want to spend my $5." And at the time, I was the type that when I got money, I didn't really spend. I used to stack it up because I wanted something big and nice. So I
Right.
was saving up my money. I had plans. So he got mad and he was like, "Oh, we're done." And that's why your shoes look as mad bummy and your hair is ugly. So I looked at him and was like, "Not you talking about hair. We got the same braids." So he got quiet, and then the next day he went and got his hair cut. I was like, "You're corny."
Oh my God. So he went, he unbraided his hair
Right,
and got a
right,
haircut after that.
right. I'm like, "You're corny." He begged his mother for a haircut, so the mother told the father, and the father gave him the haircut based on what his cousin told me. I was like, "Oh, corny."
Freaking dead. What was your thought process when that happened?
I didn't care. That didn't affect me.
So and then you guys just cold turkey stopped talking. Did he try to rekindle or talk to you later
Now,
on?
I try to rekindle months down the line. I try to be nice and stuff, but he would still be the jerk. So I was like, fuck him.
Got you, got you, got you. Well, and that was your first crush.
Yeah.
Okay. Any crushes after that?
Not really. Not until high school. All right, so high school, I can actually piggyback. High school, ninth grade, was dating a junior. Everybody wanted him. He was Jamaican and he was the most popular dude in school. Everybody wanted him, and I had gotten him. I don't know why. He saw something in me. He was like, I like you. And he was actually the one that took my virginity.
Mm. But how did it happen? Like when I say how did it happen, like you got into you're now in ninth grade, right? You in school. Did y'all have a class together? Did y'all just see each other passing?
Uh, we had a class together. We did see each other passing a few times. We used to get on the bus together.
Mm.
And what wound up happening was him and his homeboy would talk mad shit. So one day they was like, "Oh, you ain't." So they was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna come all the way down to such and such." I was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm still gonna come to Gun Hill. You popping your shit. I'm coming to Gun Hill." So I came to Gun Hill, and they was like, "Oh." So they're the ones that introduced me into smoking. So I started smoking in high school. I was already in ninth grade. And here's the thing: for anybody that wanted to sit here and judge, I was an A+ student. So I was disappearing out of the classes and still had A's. You couldn't tell me shit.
Right.
I was cutting classes and still passing.
So you cut school, you went, you hung out, you smoked your first blunt. Was you high as hell? Was it a high that you liked?
So the good thing was,
Shit, I'm tripping.
all right. So the good thing was, back at that time, that's when we was still good. That's when we was really good at that time. So here's the thing: my friends, like they eased it in with me. Thank you. They had me biting on the sticks. They had me bite what was that strand called? It was an African weed. I can't remember the exact terminology, but they had me on that. So I started chewing those sticks. So they had me chewing the sticks so I can adjust my taste buds to the weed itself.
Mm.
So it was a easing in. Some people get thrown in. They be here, take the first pull. Nah, they're Jamaican, so they ease me in with that. They explained to me what grabba was. They rolled up a joint without any Fanta leaf in it and explained the difference and the taste and the way it pulled, all of that.
How old are you right now?
38.
So wait, back then they had the guava and all of that. Listen, I'm from the hood, so we didn't have all of that. I just had a blunt, and it had seeds in it. Okay, that was
Well,
so the
well,
sticks
I don't,
and you
I
talking
don't.
about. I don't know none of that.
I so in New York, it depend like if you get a certain amount of weed, if you get a good amount, you may sometimes get sticks or seeds. So homeboy had a pound of weed.
Oh,
So
the sticks you talking about? The sticks from the weed.
hmm
Had you biting on that? Got you. Okay, okay. Got you.
that was the way of easing me in so that I can prepare. They was preparing me basically.
Never heard anyone do that before, so that's why it was different. So they will take the sticks and the seeds and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Hey,
They
bite
put
on."
the seed they put the seeds to the side. So my friend, his name was Howard. Howard was like, "Yo, here's a seed, here's a stick. Here's a small stick, start chewing on it. It's an adjustment. You're not, this is something different. So I chewed on it, and then he rolled up a spliff. He rolled one with the Fanta leaf, he rolled one without it. Yeah. My friends were
Gotcha.
were Jamaican. What'd you expect?
Yeah, that's definitely some Jamaican shit right there. Like a bite on this. It's probably like he said. It's probably a good way to have somebody adjust to smoking. You'll probably get high just biting on it.
Yes, he was like, "Tell me what you taste," and he explained everything.
Got
He's
you.
like, he explained to me what type of high I'm going to be feeling and what the side effects were.
What did you see in him though?
My home, what my boyfriend's name was Christopher. That was his best friend.
Mm. But what did you see in Christopher?
Christopher was 6 feet tall. My little ass. I was what, 5 feet at the time. I'm only 5'2". Only grew 2 inches. Not too much on me. Short people matter. Um, he was 6 feet tall. I had a thing for tall guys. Another thing was he was West Indian. I wanted a West Indian boyfriend.
Got you. And can you describe? Can you describe? Was he light skinned, dark skinned?
Oh, he was chocolate. Oh, he was a sexy chocolate toast.
Had waves in his hair.
He had braids. He
You
had
got a thing for
braids.
guys with braids, huh?
What can I say?
So boom, because that's the second. That's boy. That's crush number two with the braids, y'all. When the first one cut his hair, he was split for him. He never cut his hair, right?
We after when I broke up with him, or should I say when he broke up with me, because he did some disappearance shit. When he broke up with me, I don't know, but I will say this: he cheated on me, so I can't be mad.
So
He had
he
got
did.
another girl pregnant.
He disappeared on you, and then
Yeah, I I found out that he had gotten another girl pregnant, and then he had moved. He used to live in the Bronx, and he moved to Brooklyn.
hot chocolate. Can you be quiet in the comments? I'm sorry.
He disappeared like my hair. I'm screaming hot chocolate. I'm screaming.
I'm freaking dead. Now I'm trying to imagine you with hair. Would look so weird. Send me a picture. I want to see it. All right. So boom. Now here you are. What got the flyest man in the school? Okay. You're dating him. He chose you over everybody. He about what you said, 6 feet tall and stuff.
Mhm.
Did go 5 feet? Like that's my boo. He up there, right?
Yep.
You wind up smoking for the first time. You still was able to keep up your grades in school. How long did y'all date before the breakup?
It was about 7 months. So what? Before the end of my freshman year of high school, he disappeared. So I want to say by February, between the late February, early March of my freshman year of high school is when he disappeared. And then that's when I found out from Howard that he had cheated and that he had gotten some chick pregnant. So I was trying to understand what was going on in his mind. And when I found out that he had already moved to Brooklyn, I went and immediately got the phone number to try to. I was like, "Yo, I want to know what's going on with you. Break it down." And the way that I felt like he was breaking it down, I felt like he was going in circles. So for
Hmm.
that, I just got tired and I was like, "Fuck it." I left it alone.
How did that make you feel though?
I was hurt. I was hurt, but I was like, you know what? I'll be fine. But it did
Got,
hurt.
got you. Did he still continue to go to that school or did he drop out?
So he was no longer attending that school. That he and I no longer attended the same school. He what wound up happening with Howard was Howard dropped out of high school and wound up having to do GED classes. And I had
Mm,
to encourage him to do GED classes because he wasn't trying to go back to school.
got you. What happened after that? What was your focus after that?
All right, so we get to the nitty gritty. 10th grade happens. Um, talking to somebody different, I wind up getting pregnant. I get pregnant and I'm scared at this time. So at the time my uncle was alive and I told him what happened and I told him where I wanted to go and how I wanted things done. So I didn't tell my mom at the time. My mom didn't find out till a few weeks later that I had gotten an abortion. I didn't have the heart to tell. I like Caribbean parents, if you know, you know. Caribbean parents are very hard on their children. They want nothing but the best for their children. So if you turn around and screw something up like getting pregnant before graduating high school, they're like, what the fuck? So I got scared and I turned around and immediately had an abortion and I didn't want it. That's what I kept calling. I said it's a it. That's how I knew I wasn't ready to be a parent.
When your mom found out, how long did it take for your mom to find out?
So it was about 3 weeks. She was digging in my coat for some reason. She said God told God told her to go look in my coat. So she went in my coat pocket and found the wristband from the place I had gotten the abortion from. And she kept asking me, and I'm like, dang. So I kept denying, and when she pulled it out, I was like, fuck. She was mad with me, but she respected my decision. She respected the fact that I was still willing to be be mature enough to say, okay, I'm not ready for this. And she
Got-
was proud of the fact that I was able to. That I focused on finishing high school. Hi, PDA.
I'm going to bring you back just a little bit because there was a part that we forgot and you went
Talk
to
to
the,
me.
but I know that wasn't the person that took your virginity. It was the first, correct?
The first guy with the braids, the Jamaican,
Yes.
he took my virginity. Yes.
Yes. How did that happen? Where were y'all at?
He was more advanced than I was, so I was more nervous than anything. So, he was gentle.
But did you cut school? Did you go to his house? Was it
Uh,
after
all right. So
school?
let me see. I did about 4 classes, and I looked at the rest of those classes like I'm out. Looked at the time; it was about 11:30, 12 o'clock noon, and we was like, "Let's go." So I was like, "All right, we out." So first it was them because they were already juniors, and I was like, "All right, I'm following y'all. Closest clear, closest clear." Pew, jetted. Bus was coming. Hopped the bus. We stayed on the bus all the way towards like damn near the last stop. Chilled at Howard's house. Then from there, got back on the bus and then went to my boyfriend's house. He had his own room. Parents weren't there. His other siblings were in and out of the house, so they didn't really know anything.
Got
So
you.
we had privacy.
So what was the feeling? What was the feeling before, and what was the feeling after?
So
Were you nervous?
I was nervous in the beginning. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't really know much about sex. So once I got the better understanding of it and the penetration aspect of it, yeah, the beginning was a little painful. I don't know any female that can tell you, oh, it wasn't. I beg to differ. It was a little painful, but he was gentle,
Right. And then
caressing, kissing. What up? That's as far as gonna go.
after.
After he still remained the same person. Welcome back. He still remained the same person. He didn't change. I guess a couple of months after we were intimate, I guess he found some other shorty that I did not know about.
Got you. Okay. So now let's bring it back up to speed. You're in the 10th grade. You got pregnant. You had to have an abortion and stuff. Did you, like, right after that happened, did you sometimes think in your mind, like, what if? What if I kept it? What if?
I didn't want to be a teen parent. I didn't want to be looked at because I already have a youthful face. I didn't want that look. I didn't want that category. I didn't want that name over my head. Oh, teen parent, teen parent. Do I
Right.
think I would still would have been? Do I think I still would have been an excellent mom? Yeah, but I wasn't ready to be a mom at that time. I wanted to still enjoy life. So
What about
yeah, go ahead.
what about now? Do you think
I'm a
if
mom now. I don't regret. I don't have any regrets now.
you said you're a mom now?
Mhm.
Hey, okay,
My
we get
daughter's 6 years old.
okay. So during that time you wasn't ready, but of course, you did you graduate high school?
Yes.
What is your memorable moment in high school?
My memorable moment in high school, I would say my senior year. My whole senior year, I would say from hmm, from the beginning all the way to the very end, it was memorable. I had a good senior year.
Nice. What is the moment that you regret and during your high school years?
The only thing I regret was being pregnant in high school and the bullying. Those were the only two things I regret. But as far as the journey itself, I have no regrets.
Have you gotten into any fights in high school?
No.
What about junior high school? Other
Junior
than
high school, I just dealt with the verbal bullying, which I was able to clap back from. I
got you,
gave it right back to them. So,
got you. So now you graduated. Your graduate. Tell me about the moment of your graduation and your family. Like, how did your family take it? Was there other siblings that graduated? I want to know more of the dynamics of your family. So, yeah, this is the time you had in school, but what was it when you left school and you went back home? How did you feel going back home? Because it sounded
so
like parents was a bit strict.
yes, my mother was very strict, but she loved us and gave us anything we wanted. She just wanted us to do good, more just like any other parent would.
Hmm. So, what about the bullying from your siblings? Did that stop by the time you hit high school?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be brutally honest. My older brother at the time was incarcerated. My entire 4 years of high school. So I would get letters saying, "Hey, I miss you. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Stay focused. Finish what you started." Those were usually what he would say to me in the letters. And he would always promise that when he come home that we would hang out and he would be a better big brother.
How did those letters make you feel?
The letters were motivation.
Did your brother come home?
Yeah, my brother's home. He's a father now. Got 2 kids. Still
Is
crazy as ever.
is he a better brother?
He's much better than he was years ago. I will say that. Now that we're adults, he's a lot better.
Got you. Okay. So take us to graduation. Did both of your parents show up to your graduation?
Yes.
All right. Um, I know you went to college.
I did some colleges. I did some college. So I have some college credits, yes, but I did not finish college.
You did not finish. What did you go to college for? What college and what did you go to college for?
Kingsborough Community College.
You're
I was
Queensboro.
studying. Oh, you went to Queensborough? I was thinking about it. They didn't I felt like Queensboro didn't offer me enough. They didn't have anything that wanted me to jump in. They didn't pull me close enough to them. Whereas Kingsborough had that beach. That's what called me. The beach and the way that my counselor spoke to me and guided me through things, it was different.
Got you. Got you. So now you said you have some college credits, but tell us about tell us about the years that you spent in there. How many years did you do in there?
About three and a half. And the reason why what happened was I sustained injuries during my college years That in Kingsborough Community College, I met Dimples with a Z. That's where I met Dimples at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I got injured, it slowed everything down for me. Slowed everything down. So it made a because I lived in the borough of the Bronx and I was traveling all the way to the borough of Brooklyn, the end of Brooklyn at that. That's a 2.5 hour ride on the train.
Right.
So my teachers, even though they liked me, I got in because I got injured and I was getting to class late. They stopped rocking with me. They were like, you have to drop this class. You have to do X, Y, and Z. You're gonna have to move on.
But hold on. Pause. How did you get injured?
I got hit by a car. The car, it was a Ford Taurus. It was green and it had North Carolina plates.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. So you got you got hit by a car. Now, how did that happen? Like, were you playing around? Were you not paying attention? Was the
All right,
drop?
so I was waiting to cross the street. I stepped down. I stepped off the sidewalk. I was still close to the sidewalk. That car made a U-turn. I don't know what it was trying to do, but it made a U-turn. Then next thing I know, I'm like, all right, maybe it's. Next thing I know, the fucker starts backing up. The car backs up into me, hits me. So I'm down for a few seconds, almost a minute. My adrenaline rush kicked in and I shot up. So when I shot up, I got mad. And when they saw that, they almost came out the car, but they didn't bother to come out the car after I shot up. I shot up like, yo, what you hit me for? What the fuck? What the fuck? I was mad. But when I shot up and I was in so much pain that I dropped back down. I'm like, damn, I can't really move. So one side of me was messed up. So when I got hit, they hit me on the left side. So I couldn't really move. It was hard for me. I couldn't walk. Like my left side was messed up. I didn't have any broken limbs, but my left leg, all that was messed up. It was hard for me to I had to wear a cast on my foot. Like a not like a cast like a soft cast.
Right, right. We have similar stories. I got hit by. Well, I didn't get hit by a car. I got hit by a bus, but you know,
Damn.
yeah. So, so dang. So what did your parents
Yeah.
say? Did you go to the doctor and stuff like that? Like,
So
did
so
y'all
I
sue?
I went to Brookdale Hospital. I hate that hospital. If you're in New York City and you live
Why?
in Brooklyn, don't do Brookdale Hospital. Can't say I ain't tell y'all so. Don't go to Brookdale Hospital, especially in the emergency section. Don't go, don't go, don't go. All right. So I'm sitting in the emergency room. It's been about 2 hours. I'm sitting there in pain, right? So after sitting there in pain, I said about another 15 minutes passed. After that 15 minutes passed, another 15 minutes passed. I got tired because then I started seeing everybody else started acting up in there. So I walked up to security, limping and all, and saying, "Can I speak to someone?" He's like, "Oh, right now there's no one available. That everyone's busy." I got tired and I turned up and I started yelling at the top of my lungs. I don't give a damn who's busy. Someone's gonna come out here and talk to me right now. You not touching me and you're not touching me. Because then they started calling for backup. I said, I wish you would. I said, messed up and all, I'm gonna knock you out and I'm gonna knock you out. So they had to go send a nurse. The nurse had to come and calm me down. Okay? The nurse had to come and calm me down. She's like, we're going to take care of you. As a matter of fact, I was actually the one coming to take care of you right now. So I was like, okay. By then, by about an hour later, that's when my father had came and got me. But yeah, don't go to Brookdale Hospital.
My brother was in Brookdale, so trust me, I know. So now, boom. Take us to the present. What are you doing right now with yourself?
Right now, I'm a home health aide, so I've taken a break, but I'll be returning back to work soon, like
Okay,
more like this upcoming weekend. So just trying to take it easy. Baby girl's in school.
nice. And how did baby girl come about?
Well, that was a little rough for me. So the guy I was talking to, we were having a good time, and Duce was definitely involved, and she
You
came.
say okay
Duce,
for the
Duce.
poop. Learned that from Coco Sweet. Shout outs to her.
Okay,
So
so
you say was involved. Was this someone you were dating at the time or
yes, I was dating, and he seemed like a potential. And at the time, when I became pregnant, he got in trouble. And when he got in trouble, I was like, dang. And then when he found out I was pregnant, he was not the happy camper.
trouble with the law?
Yes.
Okay.
So when he got in trouble with the law, I was like, dang, this is not good. And when he found out about me being pregnant, he was not as excited as I was hoping for him to be. And throughout that wasn't easy as well. It was half hard and half aggravating, but I will say I birthed a beautiful girl.
Period. 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 How did your parents take it?
My mom was super excited. She was happy to be a grandma. She's like, I thought you was never gonna give me a grandbaby because I'm in my 30s and the clock was ticking. So they're like, I thought you was never gonna give me a baby. Da, 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 da. So my mom, this is her first grandbaby, so she didn't care what my dad had to say. Oh, the guy don't want to be there, fine. I'm gonna be there for her. That's my child.
Period.
So
Nice, 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 nice. So now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just walking in, welcome to exclusive interview with Aqua. Okay, please prepare your questions. If you have any questions for Aqua, please begin to type it up, or you can hit the plus sign, come in as a guest, and ask your questions. I will be answering those questions of the guest who takes the box first. Okay. All right. So Aqua, tell us what is we heard about how you got started streaming. Okay, what are your plans for the future? Where do you see Aqua at?
Aqua is on a journey. And on this journey, I've so far gotten this little trending badge. My real goal is royal badge. I've been streaming long enough, and I want to put my. I feel like I have an effect. I feel like I have an effect on some people, and I feel like I can be a change for others. I Nobody on here is perfect, but I feel like I can definitely be a change that some people are looking for. That's one. Two, I believe in supporting other people as well. I feel you. I feel you want hot chocolate. I feel you. You deserve it. You deserve yours too, King. I'm not going to deny that. Um, I feel like we all growing. Everybody's journey is different. Somebody get it faster than others. So I know that my journey is take is supposed to take its time. I'm not supposed to have it at the snap of a finger.
Hmm.
Until you guys feel like I'm worthy of it, that's when y'all be like, all right, Aqua, let's go. Let's take it to the next level. I know that I'm worthy of it, but y'all have to y'all feel that I'm worthy of it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where is your confidence level?
10.
Period.
I've been through a lot of roller coasters. I've had my fair share of ups and I've had my fair share of downs. And the one thing I can honestly say is that I've learned that you have to be humble on this app. A lot of people come on here having high expectations. Like you could set the bar high for yourself, yes, but do expect a few hiccups along the way. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't expect the hiccups. They don't expect to see that pothole. They don't expect those things. And me, I'm like, all right, after learning and being on here, I feel like I'm expecting those things. Hey, there's gonna be a hiccup here or there. Nothing, nothing is perfect. Nothing.
What's your motivation in life?
My motivation in life right now is my baby girl. When I think about her, when I look at her, especially when I look into her eyes, that pushes me even harder. It does. I like pushing other people. I like seeing the smile on other people's faces. It warms me inside. It does. I like helping people because I like to receive help too. I want to get help sometimes, but I love helping people. Why not push somebody to for them to get to their potential? Why not help push them so they can blossom too?
Period. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the exclusive interview with Aqua.
I'm
If
a
you have any questions,
Capricorn,
you may hit the box right now, okay? Hit the box if you have questions or type your questions in the comments.
black soup. I'm a Capricorn, January Capricorn.
Two phone. Are you in the box because you have a question for Aqua? Or are you in the box clout chase? Right now, clout chasing moment. That time will present itself later on. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
What would young Aqua tell older Aqua?
Young Aqua would tell older Aqua just relax a little bit more. Like the things that you want are coming. It just takes time. You can't rush it. Honestly speaking.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Hit the plus sign or you can ask them in the comments.
I have a few favorite. I have a
Your favorite
wait.
royal.
There was a question. One of my favorite royal badges is HBIC. That's my girl. I watched her grow. I watched you grow, HB. Like I'm proud of you and where you and how far you've gotten, girl. I'm proud of you. I really am.
Okay. And why? Why is she your favorite?
The reason why she's my favorite is because when she was streaming, she was close to making her 1 milli, and she was supposed to verse someone that I used to support. And the person was nervous, and at that time, that's when the platforms were still merged. That's when Meet Me and POF were still merged at the time. They were still together. And I was a boss badge at the time, if I'm not mistaken. And that person was still nervous and afraid to lose. And I'm like, yo, come on. HBIC is waiting. Let's get this over and done with. I
Right.
got you. So she was late. So the person I was supporting was late to the event. Even and I went and asked HBIC, would you still be willing to battle so and so, even though she was late? And HBIC was like, yeah, I'll still battle her. So the
Okay.
battle went, and the person I was supporting was supposed I guess she was winning, but I felt like there was a lot of cheating involved. So I didn't like what transpired at the end, and I went to HBIC's live stream and I saw how flustered she was. That part. I saw how flustered she was. I didn't like it, and I came to say thank you to her for allowing her to verse her. And I didn't like what she did, so I took her 1 milli. I dropped a carpet. I said thank you for being a good sport, and I'm sorry for what they did to you. I didn't like it,
Now, what did
and I'm gonna
you do?
fave you. I dropped a carpet on her, and I took her 1 milli.
What did the other side do?
Um, I can't remember the dude's name, but somebody threw a jet, and yeah, it was jets being thrown, and a couple of other petty gifts that weren't fives. So I didn't like what transpired,
Now, was
and
it supposed to be like roses only or a certain
it's
gift?
supposed to have been fives only.
Okay.
Fives. And they were being petty. So I think one of the people from the person I was supporting went on to HBIC side and like threw a jet, and then they would say, oh, they dropping jets on that side, and they came back onto the person's came back to the other person's side and started dropping jets. So I was like, when that transpired, I didn't like that. So I went back into HBIC live stream and took her 1 milli. I
Mm,
didn't like what transpired. And I told HBIC, I said, I rock with you, you mad cool. So from there, that's when our friendship started to blossom.
period. Period. Okay. So who else do you look up to on this app?
Well, I'm not trying to cloud chase, but you're also one of them. Before I knew HBIC, I did interact with you and Epsi. Like I got love for y'all. I fucks with y'all heavy. I love the things that y'all do. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. Honestly speaking.
Thank you. If you
You're
could do
welcome.
different on this app, what would it be? And she never switched up.
As far as what? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as me being on this platform, I'm still the same person that started on Meet Me. I just transferred over. I The
Hmm.
only difference is my supporters. I have more supporters on POF than I did on Meet Me, and that's why I came over to this side. And I rock with y'all a lot. I love the hell out of a lot of y'all. There's a lot of people that I genuinely appreciate, and they're hard to come across.
Right. So now, let me see. Any other questions, guys? I don't want to take over. All right, we gotta end this. Let me ask you a question. How did opening up to us make you feel?
Vulnerable, a little vulnerable.
Nice. Uh,
Yeah, this platform
thank
does
you,
go
Seek
hard.
of
You're
Truth.
right.
Cupcake said, Aqua Barbie, do you believe in God?
Yes, I do believe in God. So during the time that I was pregnant, I was having dreams about my child and what she would look like. So when you have certain dreams, dreams tell you stories. And every dream, I talked to God and I said to God, hey, I don't know what I'm having, but I really want, I said, God, I really want a girl. And everybody told me, everybody that was looking at my belly at the time, the way that my belly was shaped, it was shaping downward. So it looked like I was having a boy. And I said, Lord, I don't know about boys that well. I know more about a female's body better than I do a boy's body. So please give me something that I can handle. Please give
Mm-hmm.
me a girl. God gave me a girl. I had a dream of what she looked like. I dreamed that she was going to be light skinned. My daughter's light skinned. I dreamed that she was going to have chinky eyes like me. She has chinky eyes like me. Cute little button nose. She got my little button nose. Big old forehead. She got a forehead like mine and her daddy's. She got her father's skin complexion.
Let me look at
Okay? Okay? Baby girl
this
got.
thing. Stay messing up my jokes. I said, let me look at that five head. That thing cut off on me. Said, get out of here, oh. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Give a round of applause to Aqua, y'all.
Thank you so much. This is
Aqua,
a huge honor. Thank you.
such a pleasure to interview you. I feel like, honestly, I feel like you one of the homies. First of all, I had no idea you was from New York too. Shout outs to the Bronx. Okay, I'm from Queens, so you already know. And I feel like we have so much similarities. One day I'm gonna have to get on my own show, and Donna's gonna have to interview me so y'all can hear my story. Okay, but it was really, really dope doing this interview with you, yo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now I know why. Listen, now I know why she got that energy. A lot of people that's like 5 feet tall, they got that. You know, they don't play. When I said that, it made me think of when you did say with your chest, and you was calling out what's her name, Mary.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's what it's.
Yeah. And even
But
down to that, I've done my best to not get in the spotlight like that and start acting up like that, I try my best.
got you, and you do. You dope. You dope, Aqua, y'all. Give it up for Aqua, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ray.
All right, thank you so much, Aqua. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here, we have just concluded our exclusive interview with Aqua, y'all. Okay, if you got, listen, if y'all don't have a fave, please make sure y'all favorite her right now. Excuse me, I do apologize. All right, thank you for the love. Hot chocolate, I seen you sending her a lot of love. HBIC, I seen you sending her a lot of love. Thank you for blessing her, guys. And if anybody else want to bless her, you can still bless her in the comments, y'all. Okay. Roll don't be all in my business next week either. I will, and I will. That's my job. Okay, don't take it from me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. While we wait for MSN to take the box, MSN